There we go. Hi everyone. Sorry, I was getting a little more set up. I'm a little early on my live, but the car is right behind me. That is the new project. You guys may have seen some teasers and stuff like that on my other platforms, such as um, Facebook, which is my Facebook page is Katarina's Stock Garage, and on Instagram, or sorry, on Facebook it's Katarina Garage. On Instagram it's Katarina's Garage. And yeah, this is the new live reveal of the new flip car. Which honestly, it's actually not a bad car at all. I'm just getting this started a little early because I want to see if we can get as many people as we can in here. I said 2 o'clock. It's 1:45, so I'm a little early. But yeah, I see 3 of you currently, so that's awesome. It's a little hard to see the screen right now just because it's very bright out here. But yeah, and behind me you can see a little bit of it. Because it is a really cool car. Honestly, I haven't seen one in quite a long time, and it's something I've kind of always been interested in. It's a little more modern than what I usually touch, but it's cool. But it's not right. It's from '91. I will say that, and well, honestly, I totally dig this car. It does need some work. Like, we bought a bunch of parts, which if you saw my the short video that I did earlier today, it shows some of the parts we bought, like new tires and stuff like that, because the tires in this thing are just dry rotted and terrible. Even right now, there is unfortunately an issue with these tires to the point of where I tried to drive it to a better location other than in front of my house, and unfortunately, I got there and I'm sitting there for like 5 minutes and I realized, wait, why do I hear air like kind of rushing out? And sure as heck, the tire was leaking air very badly because it was dry rotted that bad. So, this car has sat for about 10 years. So it required a couple of things, but not too bad, honestly. I very much dig it. But anyways, because we're still at 3. I did see 4 for a second. We're at 149. So, we're going to talk a little more before I reveal the car, and tell you guys about some other stuff. Like, for example, I will mention, for any of you that follow my channel, because I don't know who's all here, who's all follows my channel or not, but the Civic, which is over there, you can see it right back there, she runs again. Although, we need to get it properly, and it starts right on the button. It's amazing how quick that thing fires up. It fires up faster than my freaking Mustang. That thing's been sitting for 26 years. It's amazing how fast that thing just goes, right? But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we had to clean off the we had to replace the rotor, and we cleaned the cap a little more, and that's what was the issue. It was not the points, it was not the condenser. Those are fine. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, and we got a bunch more parts, which that video will come out here actually relatively soon. It's about 15-ish minute video. I've also got some more car meet videos that are ready to launch here very soon. Actually, one will go up, maybe today, after this live video is done, because it's already uploaded and just waiting to go. So, yeah. Anyways, let's see. What time are we at now? We're 1:51, so we still got ways to go. I probably shouldn't have started this quite this early, but hopefully we get a little more people, because I want to get, I don't know, at least 8 or so for this live. Hopefully. I did give some notice this time, so nobody has any excuses anymore. Because before I wasn't really giving much for notice, and for my other lives that I've done, and people were kind of disappointed. So, but this one might go a little longer because now I'm actually in front of my house instead of somewhere else where I'd have to use data. So, yeah, very excited though to show you guys this awesome car. And it is a sedan, but you know what? It's a cool sedan. It's not a Vicky or anything like that. And I will say it is front-wheel drive though. And it is powered by a V6, but that's fine, no issues there. And actually the trim model is Euro, so if that's any more hints for you guys that haven't seen the teaser stuff. Okay, now that we have 6, we're doing a lot better now. We're at 4 again. Had 6 for a brief second, but now at 4. But also, if you guys can, hit that like button. Oh, hey, Country Living with the Hamishes. Yeah, how you doing? We're just revealing my new project car, which is not going to be... It's a project flip, actually. We're not keeping this one. And if you guys can, hit that like button. Every little bit helps to get this channel growing. And I seriously love it. Can you go away? Got a bunch of wasps around here, and it's very, very annoying. Welcome to living out in the country, though, like we do. Yeah, anyways, let's see. We're probably still not quite there yet. No, we're not. Me and my dad, actually, because we just got back about an hour ago from going to, actually, Calgary to pick up some wheels and tires for this car. And that's really cool. Yeah, they are very reliable cars and everything, like, and I do know that. And let's see, we're at screw it, I'll do it now. So hang on, let me put that down. I'm using my new tripod, so it's very cool. But anyways, here it is. This is a 1991 Chevrolet Lumina Euro with the 3.1 in it. I really did this deck spoiler that they put on these, because honestly it just really sets the car off. And unfortunately it does have some body damage, like you'll see a little hole here, which is very sad. I don't know what caused that, to be honest. And there is some creases back here. You know, there's one big one here, which is very sad. I might be able to pull this out a little bit, but we'll see for sure. And then along the side here, you'll see along the bottom of the door, there's a crease there as well. And it's just, it's very disappointing. But it's a very, very clean car overall, other than that, right? I absolutely love this car. Now, I haven't driven it very far. It does have a little bit of issues, and hopefully I can fix a few of those without much problem. And as if you take a look inside, very blurry. Shouldn't be. I'm actually on my Wi-Fi, and I'm traveling relatively slow with my camera, because it's showing very clear for me. Do I have to run this off of data? I might have to. Sorry if it is. I can't help that. There's nothing I can do about that. That's YouTube screwing with the quality, because on my end, it's looking freaking fantastic. But anyways, if we take a look inside here, hopefully it's not blurry for you guys, you'll see this thing has quite a few options. There's, you know, power locks, power windows. It does have cruise. We haven't tested that out yet. And it also has AC that functions. And this is a leather-wrapped steering wheel, you know, which has survived very well. And also, it only has 221,000 kilometers on it. Like, if you take a look at... where is it? Oh, the odometer is only lit up when it's actually started. But, yeah, it's a very nice car overall. Everything inside does work, although the heating is not 100%. But, yeah, anyways, let me, something cool about this is, well, here, let me tilt that down. There we go. And, well, let's pop both the trunk, which the trunk release is here, and the hood release is down here. Alright. So the trunk, honestly, it's way bigger than I thought it would be. Like, I really do dig it. Because if you open up the trunk, and it's really cool because everything still holds up and stuff. But, like, look at the size of the inside of the trunk on one of these. Because I've never actually seen one of these, like, up close and driven one or anything like that until getting this one, right? And, you know, just, again, need some detailing, right? But it's really not bad at all. And it's still got the net, which usually these are gone, so it's kind of cool to see this. And, yeah, and you can fit a lot of things. Like, actually, these old wheels and tires are going to go in the trunk. Because I got, now they're Pontiac wheels, but they'll fit. and they've got way nicer tires than what this thing has currently. So yeah, but anyways, if we want to take a look actually underneath the hood, now we have 7 people. Welcome to the live stream. And 8. Sweet. Everybody's coming in now. I'll do a few walkarounds of this car when, you know, as I talk a little along here. But if you pop the hood, and what's really cool about this, and I didn't know that about these, is it's struts holding it up, which I'm so used to, you know, regular hinges, right? Well, if you take a look at the motor, it is the 3.1 multi-port fuel-injected V6, which this is one of the better motors. Like, they had the 2.8, the 3.1, and the 3.4. The 3.4s were in the Z34s only, and I believe you can only get this in the coupe. But as you can see, the motor's a little dirty, but this will be detailed a little bit. And also, there's a couple of things like the heat isn't working, so hopefully if I just fill this, it'll be fine. And yeah, the oil needs to be changed because it's very black. This thing's been sitting for a long time. And as well, the power steering isn't working, so hopefully if I just fill this up, which it's a little wet up here, so you wonder, okay, what happened, right? Is it leaking out of the cap? Like, does it need a new one of these, maybe? Who knows? But, yeah, and I don't know if you can really see in there, but there isn't really much in there, right? So, you know, it's one of those deals. And what's interesting, and I didn't know this about these, is the motor mounts are up here for the motor, right? But that surprises me that they're not down below, so they're kind of easy to access. So, you know, when people say, oh, it needs motor mounts, well, this one's pretty easy to get to, at least the top ones. You know, and everything like this is a very well taken care of car overall until it sat, right? Anyways, we can take a little closer look inside now. I'll open the back, actually. And like I said, everything inside works. This is a 1991 Chevrolet Lumina Euro with the 3.1 in it. This is the new Project 2 Flip. And everything inside works. It's very, very nice that way. And it's actually got a decent sound at the back of it, too, when you start it. Not too bad. This has a 3.1 V6. And, yeah, unfortunately, and there's nothing I can do, because on my end, it's showing the pixels that are fantastic. So, yeah, unfortunately. And there's nothing I can do. But anyways, if you take a look at the tires, like, this is the reason why we got new wheels, because you can see, well, they're dry rotted, right? And dry rotted pretty bad. So, we've got new wheels. Oh, we don't have all those center caps. Damn. Because we got Pontiac wheels, so I was going to replace these with the Pontiac wheels that have the tires that are in the Magnum. So, yeah, anyways. Now, it's nothing special, but it still actually sounds pretty decent when you do start this thing up and rev it a little bit. Which I will do for you guys now. And something that I was surprised about, and sorry, I can't see your chat at the moment if you're chatting with me, is this is a car from 91 that still has 2 keys. Because that's the ignition key, that's the door and trunk key. It's so weird that this still has this in 91. Most manufacturers changed that in the 80s. And also, it's not a dual-sided key. None of these are, right? Very much old school GM. It's like, wow, it just surprises me. Like, this car screams 80s, even though it's a 91. But anyways. You know, and it does have a little rougher idle, and I think that's due to the old gas. But, yeah, oh, with the Magnaflow muffler, I'm sure it'd be great. And hey, it's not as cool as a Mustang, yeah, I know. But it's still a cool car overall. And, you know, like, and it runs like a top. It has a little bit of a rough idle. after it gets a little warm, and that's due to the fact that, well, I'm pretty sure it's because of the old gas in it, right? And we will fix that when it's done. But if we go out back here, and it's got dual tips, which sound pretty decent actually. Right, like not loud or anything, but it's got a decent sound. But again, and you can hear it pop a little bit and stuff like that, and I think that's just due to the old gas. But we're not going to do a ton of work to this thing. Like, basically, I might throw some fresh gas in it. We've already spent a lot. We're not going to make a lot of money on this car. Like, me and my dad might split about 100 and... Like, we both walk away with about 150 bucks profit on this car. But, yeah, well, here, I will put it back here so that, just in case if a car comes while I'm doing this. Show you guys how this thing sounds when you rev it. And again, like, it's not like super amazing or anything like that, but it doesn't sound too terrible, right? And I do dig the car a lot, honestly. I've always liked these Luminas. Obviously, I like the coupes better than the sedans, but this is like kind of an enthusiast family car. It's quite cool, and I'm surprised at how big it is. Because if you actually look at this, and look at my dad's Magnum over there, which is an 05 wagon, they're about the same size. I think there's only an inch difference between them, which is like, holy crow, it amazes me that these were as big as they were. But yeah, this is you know, peak GM, I think, of the time. Pretty cool, honestly. But yeah, so that is the car, right? And you know, it's hang on, need to put you guys back up again so I can see you easier. There we go. I love this new tripod, honestly. It's freaking fantastic. Way better than the one I had before. And it didn't cost me a dime because my dad gave it to me and he bought it at the auction for only 10 bucks. And this thing retails for over 60, so it's like, win. But yeah, so that's the new car. It's not that fast. There you go. It's not that fast. Like, it's not terrible. It's nippy. Put it that way. Because these only had about 140 horsepower, and I think it was 180 foot-pounds of torque. But they did weigh 3,300 pounds, so they're not exactly fast. But nippy, I would say that. I haven't driven this one 100% yet. And I'm going to put you in a timeout. Thank you. And yeah, so you know, that's the car, and it's nothing special. But when's the last time you saw a Lumina of this generation? I haven't seen one in years. And yeah, I see more of the coupes actually than the sedan, so it's kind of cool to see this. And you know, it'll be a good little car for somebody, and it won't need, like, we're not gonna, because the windshield needs to be replaced. And as you probably may have seen inside, if YouTube didn't decide to absolutely put the quality of the video down the toilet, is you would have saw that the rear view mirror is hanging. So I got new glue for that. It's gonna be glued back up. We'll be good there. But you know, I am very, very, very excited about this car and being able to, you know, work on something else that's a little different than what I usually do. Like I said, I've got the wheels and tires, I've got oil filter, and you know, a couple other little things. Yeah, it definitely is a cool car. And you know, I didn't pay a ton of money for this car, like at the auction. It actually went fairly cheap, so it's pretty cool. And it doesn't need that much. I'm actually from a small town called Sundre, Alberta. So yeah, it's not very big. Well, welcome, Iron Horse Garage. He's been wanting to check out my lives for a while, but just he's never been able to make it. So now he's actually here with the live, and well, just for you. And now that there's 10 people actually, rather than 6 or 4, I can do the walk around of the car again. So let me lower this, and then flip the camera. There we go. Yeah, fashionably late, I think as they call that. But yeah, this is the Hey Roberts Garage. Pleasure to see you here. But yeah, this is the new Project Flip car. This is a 1991 Chevrolet Lumina Euro with a 3.1 liter V6 in it. It's not a super fast car. It's not a holy crap, you know, amazing car, but it is a cool little beater car that somebody will enjoy once I'm done my work to it, which it doesn't need much. Really doesn't need much. South Shore of Nova Scotia, that's a distance. It's beautiful out there from what I've heard. I haven't been out there, but I've wanted to. But yeah, like unfortunately, you know, it does have some creasing in the body, which you can see here. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that out or not. Like, I'm going to try, but I don't think I'll be able to really get that much better than it is. So, that's fine. And then there's a crease in the bottom of the door there, which is very unfortunate. A couple other dents and dings and stuff like that. But, like, rust, there's hardly any. It's amazing. The driver's side rocker is starting to get a little bit, but not a ton. And, you know, this thing runs and drives. The air conditioning works. And, like, what more could you ask for out of a, you know, little beater car? Now, see, actually, the newer Caddies did not have the Transverse LS. The only car to have the Transverse LS was, and that was the LS4, was actually the Impala SS from about 2004, and as well as the Monte Carlo. Those are the only 2 cars that had that trans-mounted V8. And yeah, old school, I did make you a moderator of the chat. You know, so if you see anybody making some rude comments or anything like that, you have full permission to remove them from the thing. But yeah, and as well, something else, it's got a big old hole. So, you know, it is very disappointing that way. But I mean, inside is very clean, dirty, but clean. It just needs a good detailing, right? You can tell whoever owned this had a dog. And yeah, it's got full power windows and power locks all throughout. It all works. And yeah, it's very, very comfortable inside too. And what's interesting is that, like, these seats, it doesn't feel like anybody has sat in these back seats or the passenger seat either. And yeah, like, and I was thinking about that, but you know, it's just one of those deals. But yeah, like, this interior is very nice. There's just only minor issues with it. Like, for example, and again, just some detailing. I don't know what was duct taped here, but there's some residue from the duct tape. Yeah, it's a 91 Chevrolet Lumina Euro is the trim, and it has the 3.1 liter V6. But and also something else kind of redneck and hokey that I love, actually. I'm gonna leave it there because it's just fun. That is a block of wood for the gas pedal. You know, it's very fun. And it cruises down the road very smooth. You know, it doesn't really have any issues that way. But it does. Hang on, sorry, little shaky. Let me fix that. All right, let's put this down. Flip it down. Yeah, it's honestly a lot more common than you think out here. And actually, let me just turn this around. Oh God, I love this new tripod. It is amazing. But yeah, so this is the car. And what's really cool, actually, is this has a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and there's no tears or anything. Like, you could tell this car was taken care of. You know, everything inside works. And, you know, I really do enjoy the car. I really do. And if this was, for example, if I was looking for a car, I would definitely consider this. You know, it's a great little car. It's got lower mileage at 221,000 kilometers in it. Yes, the AC does work. The heat doesn't though, but I'm hoping that if I put a little more coolant in it, because it is a tiny bit low, that'll fix the heating issue, but we'll see. If it needs a heater core, that'll suck, and I'm not replacing the heater core, because I'm sure you have to tear the dash apart, and I just don't want to do that. Especially, like, because it's so pristine. The dash doesn't have any cracks in it. This probably is R12. But to be honest, I can easily get R12 around here. They still sell it here in Sundry pretty easily, actually. I can go to the local Napa and get it. No, it's not stuck on cold. No, it just... Because you can turn on the AC, the pump works and everything, and it gets really cold. But when you turn on the heat, nothing happens. So, it still blows out air, but it's not exactly hot. So that might be the heater core, or it might just be low on coolant, like I mentioned, right? I don't think it's the blend door. I have heard that, and people said the same thing about my car, but that wasn't the case. It was the heater core in that. So I'm just hoping that I top up the coolant a little bit. It's fine, because, again, it's a tad bit low. It could have used a little bit. Old school, we can probably figure something out, to be honest with that. Because, yeah, I can get... I could probably get you some. And Robert's... Oh, you actually had one of these Euros. That's cool. I haven't seen one of these, and I don't even know how long. When we're done with it... Because basically, okay, the windshield needs to be replaced. As well, the brakes actually are not that bad. Like my dad said, they're bad. To be honest, they're worse in my Mustang than they are in this. It's really not that bad at all. And the heat doesn't work currently. So once we fix a couple of things, change the oil, I'll put new tires on it because these are dry rotted to hell. We just got new tires today. They're not brand new, but they're used. They'll be fine. Well, no, Iron Horse, it doesn't get hot at all, so it's not even that, right? Like, if there was a little bit of heat coming out, that'd be cool, but no. Yeah, they definitely did have a unique sound for sure. And I love this old stereo, because actually the stereo kicks butt in this car. But it has that old, crackly stereo too, which I love that vintage style. Because, I mean, hell, I can... show you guys, and something is really weird too, because for those that weren't here, this has two keys. That's the ignition key, which is only a single-sided key, if you can see that. It's not a dual-sided. And that is the door key, right? So classic GM to not get with the times and go dual at the very least. In 91, like, everybody had duals by then, or, a single key by then. Or most people did anyways, because even the Fords went, and I think that was, what, 87, I think, is when all the Fords, for the most part, went to single key. Yeah, I mean, in the 80s it makes sense, but I mean, I know this is technically an 80s car, like they say it's 91, but this thing screams 80s. Although it doesn't scream GM 80s as much, because, well, the wheel doesn't have a billion buttons on it like they did back in the 80s, which, is freaking hilarious. But yeah, well, I can even show you guys.
Who's on deck? Santiago's been swinging the bat pretty well.
And it's got like a pretty good sound, actually.
He's made solid contact. Since June 1st, he's hitting .339. We're also working quickly. The 2-2.
But yeah, like, I mean, I'm just listening to the ball game. Yeah. Which I am a Blue Jays fan, if you guys didn't know that either. I noticed that your logo is MLB, so yeah. It's but it's kind of cool to hear that kind of crackly, I mean, now AM has that little bit of a crackly sound, but this amplifies it to the extreme. Okay, so you're a Cardinals fan. Ah, okay. I haven't paid attention to the standings. I don't know where anybody sits, but the Jays are so up and down. It's just like, in pitching is terrible. Yeah. It's sad being a Jays fan right now, considering they have such good talent, but they have no pitching. Other than Alek Manoah, which screwed up the other night. But, yeah. So this is the car. And I am very surprised at how nice it is. Because I'm so used to super, beater cars that are, you know, you can drive them, but they're not amazing. This, on the other hand, is so much better. Ooh, nice. Those are good finds, honestly. Yeah, no, I dig that. I don't collect cards or anything like that. But you know, and I don't have room for a lot of stuff. Like, actually, oddly enough, the only thing I really do collect every once in a while, I'll buy a booster pack, is Pokemon cards. And it's just Jason, you're awesome. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm not, and for those of you that are a little pervy in the chat, well, you know, it's fine to give compliments, but remember, keep it PG and don't make it weird. You know, if you start talking about revving barefoot or pedal pumping, you're out of here, right? Yes. I will instantly hide you from the channel, and you'll never find it again. Found a pack of which? Yeah, and to be honest, it is weird to me too, but if you guys haven't seen it, actually, I did a little video, it's only about 3 minutes long, it's literally titled, The Dark Side of Being a Woman in the Car Hobby. And unfortunately, I do get a lot of bad stuff, and for people that haven't seen it, can be a little rough to read. It's not that, like, horrible, but, you know, it's not exactly super, oh my god, you're gonna love reading this, because you're not. And I get it constantly, and I'm not a fan of it. And it's just, but welcome to being a woman in the car hobby. And there's nothing I can do to really change that, unfortunately. But, and to answer Speedy's question, Sun and Moon cards, I'm not sure what the Sun and Moon boosters are worth. I try and find Gen 1 or Gen 2 booster packs. So, yeah, you can look on eBay for prices on that, to be honest. I know Pokemon cards are a little hard to come by right now because of COVID. But anyways, yeah, with that whole thing. And a lot of those comments, actually, that you see in that video are in response to a video I put out of a women's only car show that was put on by a group I'm part of called No Boys Allowed, which is a women's only car group, and we just have fun and whatever else. The name actually is supposed to invoke a reaction to those people that don't understand, hey, the car hobby is extremely sexist. Like, it is not super welcoming to women in the car hobby, and it's very, very sad. And I hope there's a time where that changes, but right now, like, it's getting better, but also getting worse at the same time. It just kind of depends, right? Like, luckily for me, I can go to any car show or any car meet, and I can talk the talk with people when it comes to cars, because I've been around cars for my entire life, damn near. Sorry. You think it's more that way? What do you mean? Like with the toxicity? No, honestly, that happens even in bigger cities too. Because all of these, like what I was mentioning about that video, most of those comments were in relation to a video I posted about Redline Sorority and No Boys Allowed having a women's only car meet. And the women's only car groups, you know, both of them. No Boys Allowed has over 300 members, and Redline Sorority has only about 8. They're more exclusive and stuff like that, and that's totally fine. But they're very public, too. And these are both very public groups. And the thing is, a lot of those are actually from a group, and there's a group on Facebook. It is 780 Tuners. I think it's Edmonton's automotive scene. Something like that. So, and basically, a lot of the backlash came from that group in particular. And I am so disgusted by the admins, because what they did is they let it happen. There was an admin commenting on it and seeing it, and I'm just like, no, you can't let that happen. Sorry, old school. I don't know why your messages keep getting redacted because I saw you said wine, which I don't mind you saying that in relation to that. It's just that's YouTube's bot going into service there. I apologize for that. You're a moderator. It's kind of weird that way that it's doing that to you. But yeah, and we have to give a lot actually to be in the car hobby because we deal with this stuff constantly, you know. And you can ask just about any car woman. Getting into the thing, all good, no worries. And unfortunately, it's very, very sad. And I always try and be as uplifting and positive as I can. But when it comes to stuff like this, I just gotta put my foot down and say no. But, yeah. Anyways, now that I have that sort of out of the way, you know, which I've been getting a ton of support from people about that video in particular. And it has a decent amount of views. It's not a lot. To be honest, if you don't watch it, it's fine. It is a little hard to read, but, small phone, big fingers. No worries there, old school. But yeah, so, you know, this is the project card. Actually something that I got offered for a car I'm selling, which is, it's not my car. So this is a little interesting. And it might just be I buy it off the owner and trade it for this and then do the work and flip this other car. Might happen, we'll see. But if you guys go far enough back on my YouTube channel, you'll see back in the winter time, it was about, I think, November, maybe December, I did a video on an 81 Suburban K20. And it's honestly very rusty, but runs and drives is fine. Yeah. And the thing is, I actually got offered a trade for it today because I'm selling it for the owner. It's just a very rusty truck. It's more a parts truck than anything else. And also, it's got some very bad wiring because it's house wired out throughout. But I got offered something really cool because there's this guy that wants to trade me a 67 Fargo F or D100. And for you guys that don't know what a Fargo is, a Fargo is a Dodge truck, but it's a Canadian version of it. So that's how Chrysler got around the chicken tax. Yeah, oh, exactly. And to be honest, I actually know a lot more than most car people out there. Yeah. But he wants to trade for this thing, and it actually has a 318 Polysphere motor in it with a 4-speed manual. And he says it does have rust and like it needs floors and stuff like that. But he does have the floors to put in it, so I have a grinder, I have a welder, I could actually put this thing together and make it nice again. You know, which would be really, really cool. And, you know, so I might just buy the Suburban, trade it for this Fargo, and then fix the Fargo and flip it, right? It would be very cool. And honestly, I love those old Mopars. And it probably has manual steering and manual brakes. Good chance, because they always pretty much did, unless if it's been modified. But, yeah, so, you know, that might, who knows, you might see that on the channel. Fingers crossed. But getting back to the other thing, yeah, there are a lot of men that do get intimidated by women in the car hobby. And unfortunately, it's just, you know, I don't understand why. Because it's like, here's the thing. Shouldn't you be empowering women to be in the car hobby? Because guess what? If they know more than you, that just means, hey, gotta step up your game, bud. Because, yeah, I have been in the car hobby for a majority of my life. You know, I don't remember a time where I didn't like cars. Okay, Lisa, I'm doing a live right now. Can you... Hang on, I need to move her message. There we go. But yeah, so, you know, that's the sort of thing. And, you asked if I watched Nick's Garage. I don't think I have. There's a bunch of channels I've been meaning to check out. I just haven't had time, you know. And with all the other channels I watch too, it's just, you know, I don't have a ton of time anymore. I've been so busy, with other stuff. But, if you're wondering what's the next step for the, Cold War, I don't think so. But somebody asked the next step of the Fox body. Well, if you don't know, it's getting the um hey, Lisa, you know I'm doing a live video. I told you about this. Nah. This is the problem with doing a live on your phone, right? And it's the only way how I can really do it and have decent quality like this. But on Stitch, she's gonna get the 302 soon. Put in her. And as well, I'll probably be traveling up to Edmonton, which if you know, actually Roy Marco's garage here on YouTube. He's said he'll even pay for me to come up, and he's willing to help out of putting my sequentials in Stitch back there, right? My sequential taillights. Because I'm not good with wiring. I hate wiring. So we're gonna do that and be all Gucci, right? And yeah, because it'll be really fun. It's not super hard wiring to do by any stretch of the imagination, but it's enough to where I'm like, okay, I do want to just get some help just in case if I screw something up. And also, if I screw it up here, which is like, well, crap, I don't have a car because that's my only car, right? Granted, I have this thing right now, but it doesn't have a proper plate on it. This plate is off of my dad's Magnum currently. But yeah, so that'll be fun. Not sure what else is going to be happening anytime soon on the car because it's just one of those deals where I don't always know. Stuff can change in an instant. But as well, like, because people have asked, well, are you gonna change it to a 5 look? No. I want to keep the wheels that are on it, and I want to actually widen them and put wider tires on it. Hello, Gauges 412. How's it hanging? I'll have to check that out, Iron Horse. Oh, sorry. I have issues doing these lives at times because the more I talk, the more I cough type idea. And it's so weird because welcome to asthma, and my asthma's not super great. So it's not that I'm sick or COVID or anything like that. I've been dealing with this my entire life. And my health isn't super amazing. So that's why I do what I do is instead of having regular employment, because it's very hard for me to do that sort of stuff. You know, I have issues with heat. I'm nauseated all the time. And yeah, I have very many health issues. So, you know, but yeah, I'm sitting here in the Lumina, which I love this car. I really do. And we got new wipers for it too, because the wipers aren't exactly in the best shape. But, you know, again, this car sat allegedly for 10 to 12 years, but there was a license plate when the listing for this was on the auction that showed the license plate had 2015 on it. So it could have been sitting for 6 years, it could have been sitting for up to 12 years. We don't really know. But yeah, there's just a little bit of detailing that has to happen to this car and a little bit of work, which is not much, and then it should be ready for sale. Like, I'm gonna list this up for 1,300 Canadian, and once I'm done with it, and see where it goes. Because who knows? I might be able to realize that. I'm not exactly sure. If the body was a little better shape, I'd be asking closer to $2,000. But you know, it's one of those deals, and it's a good little car for somebody. You know, it's not a hey, and you know, like, and if an enthusiast buys this, well, that's even cooler because you could show this car. You really could, because it's in that good a shape too. And where it's a little bit of a beater, but if they wanted to do the bodywork, they could. And it's just, yeah, it's just unfortunately because of the body damage, I can't ask as much as I'd like to. Plus the windshield's cracked too, and we're not replacing that. So, other than that, it's a good car. And it seems to run and drive fine. Like, I drove it around the block. That's all I've done. My dad drove it here, and he was just saying some stuff like. And if you guys hear that is a Chevy Malibu V6 with a glass pack put in, but I think he left the resonator in too, in the kind of like converter, so it's not that loud. It does sound decent though. But yeah, crap, I did not see your message there. They go really quickly if I'm not reading right away. And that's the issue of doing this on the phone, and I don't have the laptop set up here. Because, yeah, I could go on the deck and put the laptop out there, but you guys would be alone here, and, you know, it's just, you guys would leave. So, no worries, though. I can manage this. It's just, yeah. I'm not used to these lives yet, doing them myself. I'm used to doing these on Novitas's channel, actually, because he does live streams. He tries to do them every Sunday, but he hasn't done them for a little bit, and it's just due to the fact that, well, he has been working. And he's been moving. So, yeah. But hopefully this Sunday he'll have another live. I'm not sure if he will or not, but yeah. If not, I might not be there because it's a little hard for me to do unless I sit in the car. But it's kind of a pain to sit in the car if it's not cool enough outside to do lives. So, yeah. But, no. I'm not sure if there's really anything else because, yeah, I mentioned, you know, updates on the Civic, which the Civic, yeah, that video is coming out. And then as well, because the only thing we need now for the Civic is we have bypassed the mechanical fuel pump. Right now, it only has the mechanical fuel pump is still connected, but the lines aren't anymore. I disconnected the lines, and now we have and it's actually mounted to the front, right beside the rad of an electric fuel pump. So that's already routed, it's all hooked up. The only thing we need to do is do the wiring on it, which isn't that hard actually. That is simple wiring. Need to get a relay, and so wire the fuel pump, the power to the relay, and then to the positive side of the coil so that it's on the ignition, right? That's what we wanted to turn on. We don't want it on switch or anything like that. It's just so much easier to have it on the ignition. So positive side of the coil, and that should make it work when you turn the key. So fingers crossed it'll all work out. Yeah, because I've never done that. We still need to drain the fuel tank in the Honda, which honestly is very easy to do. Because to drain the fuel tank in the Honda, there actually is a drain plug in the gas tank. Very easy. You know, it's just your simple little drain plug. Loosen that up. You know, drain all the fuel out. See if we can clean out a little bit in there. And then we might just be replacing fuel filters quite often. So, no, it actually doesn't have a current radio in it. Car I was using for a truck in a short video. What do you mean, car using up as a truck? Are you referring to the Magnum? Because, I mean, we haul stuff with it, but we don't tow with it or anything like that. We don't have a truck. But, yeah. But the Civic actually doesn't have a radio, although we bought one that came out of a 74 Civic that is an AM FM 8-track. So it'll be cool to wire that in and everything. But oh, the hauling tires, yeah, that's the Magnum over there. You know, which that's my dad's daily driver. He drives it everywhere, and he actually stole something off of the truck I sold last time. Because if you guys remember on my channel, I had, and it was another flip too. I only had it for 2 weeks. It was very easy to flip. I didn't have to do anything to it. I just changed the oil and then sent it off. It was a very, very nice flip. I made, I think it was just about $300 on that car or truck without really trying. It was kind of nice. I don't know if I'll be able to do that with this. We'll see. But who knows? Maybe I might get some enthusiast that wants to pay more money, and that would be fantastic. That's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see. You know, sometimes it's really easy to sell a car, and sometimes it's really hard. It just kind of depends on the car. And that truck, it was just, you know, just happened. Oh, nice. Welcome to the live stream, Novitas. Pleasure to see you here. And yeah, demoing your new bathroom. That's exciting. Because if you guys know, he just moved into a new place, and he is, you know, doing some work to it, and now he has a proper garage, so he can start doing YouTube videos on his cars again. So I can't wait to see what he has in store for his cars and everything like that, and yeah. Oh, I know how that feels. I've been there. It's not fun. And actually, it was kind of weird. Actually, hang on. What's this? Oh, okay. You're talking about that. Okay. Okay, old school. See you later. I appreciate you hanging out for a bit. You'll see more lives and stuff like that. More updates on the Civic soon. Yeah, and social media with the whole being in the car hobby, it can be rough. Okay, Speedy One, I'll catch you later. Thanks for joining the live. I appreciate it. Don't worry about it. I can regulate my own stuff a little bit. Novitaz is a moderator too, so and I can do it as well. I'm not too concerned about it. It's just easier when there's somebody else, right? Because for the first two, I didn't have any moderators at all. So yeah, it's all good. But yeah, because and it does get rough in the car hobby, in person and on social media and stuff like that. Because I know there's one guy, he still comes to our car meets, and it drives me nuts. Because the guy, honestly, he is such a jerk. And he's one of these, hey, I'm an old white redneck, and you have to do everything my way. It's like, well, no, I don't, buddy. No, I don't. He complains really hard when I film at meets, which, here's the thing, you're at a public car meet. You should expect your vehicle to be filmed or to have pictures taken of, right? You're at a public car meet. Yeah, it can be, but at least my live streams don't have a ton of trolls. I already got rid of one in here myself, so not too worried about it. It's when these lives get big that it gets a little harder to do because, right now there's only 10 people. It's not super hard to moderate it myself because, I'm right here, I'm looking straight at the camera, and it comes right up on my phone here, so it's perfect setup that way. And yeah, we have 11 likes on the video, which thank you guys for that. That really does help me out on the channel. It makes it so that more people see the videos and stuff like that, and more people to subscribe to the channel. Which, yeah, and actually something. Oh, for sure, there will be. All good. Hey, it happens. Oh wow, we're up to 14 likes now. There we go. But yeah, and then there will be, I'm sure, and it's it's all good. Oh, good. Oh, hey, Robert's Garage is still here too. That's cool. He hasn't said much in the chat so far. But yeah, I showed off this car, my new project flip car, which hey, all good. That's what we have to do sometimes, we just have to mention, hey, hit the like button, and people will start doing it, because it doesn't, it doesn't affect it it doesn't affect anybody negatively. It's always positive. Oh, come on, Iron Horse, he ain't that old. Oh yeah, hey, no worries. PA Scratch Guy. Actually, here, I'll do a walk around for you, because I've done a couple of walk arounds for the other people, but you came in late, so no worries. Hang on. Okay, flip the camera. And you are correct. It is a Lumina, which, oh god, this is the wrong way. So, okay, got this. So this is a 1991 Chevrolet Lumina Euro with a 3.1 liter V6 in it. Hey, I'll show off the Magnum at some point. I've been meaning to do a video on it. Just his car's always so dirty. Just because he's got some stuff in it and he never details at the inside. But the only unfortunate part about this car is a couple of things. Well, there's a big hole there, right? And there is some creases here. Some bad creases. That Magnum is a 2005 SXT all-wheel drive. It has a 3.5 liter V6, and it's honestly not a bad car. It's got lower mileage too. It's at 130k kilometers, so not too bad. But yeah, it's got a couple dings, and then there's a big crease down at the bottom of the door there, so that gets, you know, really annoying. And the tires are dry rotted badly, if you can see that. Okay, stupid thing. Hang on. There we go. That's better. Yeah, see, you can see they're very dry rotted. This one does have the 3.1. You can see it here. The 3.1 multi-port. Now it is dirty, and I will detail this. But, you know, it only has a couple of issues, to be honest. It's really not too bad at all. I do really like this car. And, you know, and I know that the 2.8 was not a good motor for these. Because I had the 2.8, the 3.1, and the 3.4. Which that was the Z34s, but I think the 3.4s only came in the coupes, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, gotta hate asthma. But if you take a look inside, it's a very clean car. You know, not much for rips or tears or anything like that. It's just dirty, right? It's very, very dirty, but somebody had a dog in here too, so there's a bunch of dog hair and stuff like that. But it does have power windows, power locks, cruise, AC works. Ugh. Now see, it's interesting that this car is old enough to where the doors are so light, but you still have to close them a little heavier. That's fair. But what surprises me, and like, and everybody says this, but it shocks me that it is this way. That with the key situation, because the fact that it has still an ignition key and a door key, right? And they're not dual-sided keys either. Which is so weird, because my 81 Mustang, which actually I've got the keys in my pocket for that. Oh, okay, they're not in my pocket for the Mustang. I hung them back up, but actually I have the Civic key. Which is interesting, because the Civic, being a 78, has only a single key. That's for the ignition and the trunk. And it's dual-sided, which I love that, right? Very, very simple, and made it very cheap to get keys made. And easy, because we didn't have keys for the car when we got it. So you know, this car so far, we're not terribly into this one, and the Civic we're not too bad either. I haven't kept a tally 100% on the Civic. My dad should be, because that's his car, I don't mind. But yeah, I think we are. Listen, we bought the car for $400. We got it towed for free. We bought new wheels and tires that are 13s on the Civic for, how much was that? I think it was $120. They're winter tires, but they're fine. You know, they'll work. And got a bunch of parts for it, and I think we're maybe about $250 into parts. So basically, we're right around $750 into the car so far. And pretty soon we might have a running, driving car properly that it'll start on the button without priming the carb or anything like that. It will be great. Because right now it starts on the button if you dump gas down the carburetor. So yeah, I can't wait for that thing to be on the road, to be honest. I really, really, really want to drive it. And especially take it to some of the car meets, because a lot of the car meets that I go to are very much JDM. And yeah, honestly, they would dig that car a lot, because a lot of even the vintage JDM cars, well, most of them are driving Datsuns or something like that. You never see those Civics. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But luckily it's not super hot today or anything like that. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's really cool. So actually, if you guys don't know, Robert's Garage was my first giveaway winner, and it took me a bit to actually send out his stuff. It's not been so busy. Finally sent it out, and he just got it yesterday. It wasn't very big or anything like that. It was a very small giveaway, but you know. And now, if you guys are interested, actually, you have to delve a little further back. That I'm doing another giveaway for a Holley carburetor, and that is a 4-barrel Holley carburetor off a 67 to 69 Ford, and it's in very good shape. Just needs to be gone through, you know, new gaskets, stuff like that. But yeah, that'll be, I'll do the live for that September 4th. I can't remember what the time was I put on that, so we'll have to see what comes up with that. But yeah, other than that, I'm starting to get hungry and tired. So I think I'll end the live here. So anyways, I appreciate you all coming out and supporting me and the live stream as well, and checking out this new purchase, because I'm a big fan of it. You know, there will be more lives in the future, and I'll definitely give more notice on stuff in the future, because yeah, I just haven't had much for time, like, and this was kind of a last minute decision to buy this. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. It should be fine, honestly. Shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, it definitely was fun, and I appreciate you you guys coming out. And yeah, well, if any of you are interested in that carb, you know, that giveaway is on my Instagram. You can see it there. I'll do the live giveaway here on YouTube. So you just have to follow the instructions on the Instagram post, and you'll be entered. I already have a few names entered already. I think I have like 10 or 12 names. So yeah. But anyways, I'm going to end the live here, and yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!